Imagine you are one of the richest men in Japan. You are sitting at home in a hot bath and outside it's dark and quiet. Suddenly the door bursts open, and three masked men with submachine guns rush inside. They tie you up while you're naked, drag you out of the house and throw you into a van. In 1984, this is exactly what happened to Katsuhisa Izaki, the president of the confectionery giant Glico. The police expected a classic kidnapping for ransom, but instead they received a lesson in humiliation that lasted 17 months. The answer to who was behind it's far more absurd than you would expect. Although Izaki heroically escaped from an old warehouse after 3 days, it did not end there. The group that began calling itself the Monster with 21 Faces was just getting started. They did not want only money, they wanted chaos. They began sending letters to the police. Bold, mocking letters, written in phonetic dialect that ridiculed the incompetence of the investigators. All of Japan believed it was personal revenge by a former employee or a competitive business attack. But one detail did not fit at all. When the gang demanded ransom, they never came to collect it. They watched the police sweating at the arranged meeting places and then sent another letter mocking them for bringing too many officers. The police were at a dead end. They deployed 140,000 officers. They screened more than 1 million people. They monitored every suspicious movement around Glico factories. The investigation led to a mysterious man captured by an industrial camera in a store, placing a box of candy on a shelf. He wore a baseball cap and looked completely ordinary. He became known as the Fox-Eyed Man. The police came close to catching him several times. Once, an undercover detective was even sitting in the same train as him, but due to confusion in communication, the suspect disappeared into the crowd on the platform. Tension in the country kept rising. People were afraid to buy sweets, because the monster began placing cyanide poison packages in stores. Each one carried a note: danger. If you eat this, you will die. Everything the police and the public believed turned out to be wrong. It was not about money, and probably not even about destroying the Glico company. The midpoint reversal came when the monster suddenly announced that they would leave Glico alone and shift their attention to another company, Morinaga. The real motive was entirely different. This was not just criminal activity, it was psychological warfare against the entire Japanese system. The monster played with the stock market. Every time they threatened an attack, the company's stock price dropped. Every time they declared a truce, the stock price soared. The gang did not need ransom from bags in parks. They made millions on the stock market by controlling the fear of an entire nation. The true answer to the monster's identity began to emerge only at the moment of greatest tragedy. The police chief of Shiga Prefecture, Shoji Yamamoto, could not bear the shame after the fox-eyed man escaped him once again, and he committed suicide by self-immolation. The gang's reaction? They sent one final letter. In it, they wrote that Yamamoto died like a man, and that it was time to end the game. "We are bad guys," they wrote. "We have more important things to do than bully the police." And then, just as suddenly as they had appeared, they vanished. No more letters, no more poisoned candy. The layers of the investigation collapsed. Police examined links to North Korean agents, to the Yakuza, and to radical left-wing groups, yet they never found a single direct piece of evidence. What does this mean today? The statute of limitations for all crimes committed by the monster with 21 faces expired in the year 2000. Those men could be sitting in the Tokyo subway right next to you, calmly looking you in the eyes. They accomplished something that almost never happens in modern history. They defeated the state, humiliated the police, and retired with pockets full of money from stock fraud, without ever revealing their faces. This story is a reminder that in the era of cameras and fingerprints, there exists a force more powerful than any technology: pure audacity, and the understanding of how easily the fear of the crowd can be manipulated. Perhaps the monster with 21 faces was not just one gang, but a mirror held up to a society that believed it was safe.